Sometimes history falls silent, but some stones continue to speak even after tens of thousands of years. On a hill north of Sanliurfa, a mystery buried in the sands of time is slowly finding its voice. Göbekli Tepe, a place that pushes the boundaries of known history and redefines the birth of civilization. Here, not only stones, but beliefs, gods, and a forgotten understanding of humanity take shape. This site, discovered in 1994 by the German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, was at first just a few stones noticed only by a few shepherds. But as the excavations went on, the structures that emerged were powerful enough to change the course of human history. Because Göbekli Tepe was built about 12,000 years ago, that is, before Stonehenge, the Egyptian pyramids, and even the invention of writing. But who were these temples built for, and why? The massive T-shaped stone pillars here, some standing over 6 meters tall and weighing 10 tons, were carved with a craftsmanship that surpassed the technical abilities of hunter-gatherer societies of the time. And on them were dozens of figures: foxes, scorpions, snakes, lions, storks, and unknown creatures. These stones were not just building blocks, but symbols. Each animal carved onto the stones is believed to have a meaning, each arrangement a ritual. According to some researchers, Göbekli Tepe was a kind of center of the world, a sacred place where hunter-gatherer groups came together at certain times of the year to hold religious ceremonies. But the legends told by the local people go even further. The local people see this region as the land of the prophets. Some say this is the first place where Adam and Eve set foot after being expelled from paradise. In some stories, it is told that in the center of Göbekli Tepe there was a forbidden tree, and here the gods left the first knowledge, or the first sin. According to another legend, Göbekli Tepe is the home of the people turned to stone. It is said that once, a people who lived here were cursed and turned to stone for rebelling against the gods. The columns seen today are, in fact, the turned-to-stone bodies of those people. That's why some say the stones change places at night, and whispers are heard from them under the moonlight. Scientists think Göbekli Tepe was not a residential area, but clearly a ceremonial center. There are no traces of houses, kitchen waste, or signs of daily life. This shows that people came here for only one purpose: to communicate with the gods. So who were these gods? On many of the T-shaped columns, arms and hands are depicted. This indicates that the stones actually represent humanoid beings, but these beings look neither like ordinary people nor like known animals. Perhaps these figures were the first gods born of belief. Perhaps these temples were the first places where humans tried to pray before nature, to question the afterlife, and to give meaning to the sky. Strangely enough, it has been discovered that these giant structures were deliberately buried by humans after a while. As if the temples had fulfilled their purpose, the rituals had ended, and they were covered up to be forgotten. Why? Some archaeologists think this burial was a religious ritual. Maybe new gods had arrived, maybe the old gods had been punished, or maybe people had suddenly abandoned everything they believed in. That's why some researchers see Göbekli Tepe as a memory tomb of humanity. The location of Göbekli Tepe is no coincidence either. Astronomical alignments, stone arrangements related to solstices, and symbols connected to celestial events. These temples address not only the earth but also the sky. Maybe for this reason, some believe this place was built to communicate with beings from the stars. Sky gods, the first watchers or bringers of knowledge, were called here. Visitors coming to Göbekli Tepe these days feel not only the stones but also the ancient vibration they carry. Whispers rise from within the silence, because this place is still speaking. Here, time is not linear but circular. Maybe Göbekli Tepe is the temple of the future, not the past. Protected by UNESCO, this site attracts thousands of researchers, artists, and people on spiritual journeys every year. But Göbekli Tepe is not yet fully excavated. It is known that there are at least 15 more circular structures on the hill. What we see is just the tip of the iceberg. What lies beneath is not just stone, it's humanity's endless quest within. Perhaps Göbekli Tepe is the oldest prayer sentence in humanity's collective memory. Maybe once someone whispered there, "You who watch us from the sky, have you forgotten us? Or is it we who have forgotten you?" Join us on this mysterious journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.